Yeah, look at you.
Yeah, I know. I'm like a functioning member of society.
I don't know about that.
And intro, maybe.
These are the tales and ramblings of two men, their dream of running a successful food truck business and life. We invite you along to join Josh and Skippy on this journey. This is Monday Morning Food Truck.
Good morning, Skippy. And just like every 922 shot I've ever done, we started right on time.
Yeah, you were the 922 master.
That's for you, Rich and Mark. The 922-ish shot. It's not my fault people didn't show up on time.
I would agree.
I was ready.
I would agree. How we doing this morning, bud? Yeah?
We're 3 weeks in. It's a glorious thing. I couldn't be happier. Basically, I can retire probably after this week because sales have been so good. And yeah.
Hey,
Small
bud.
Yeah,
bud. April Fool's was like 2 days ago, bud.
Oh,
You're
not buying it.
a little late. Well, I mean,
I'm
yeah,
manifesting for this week.
Something tells me we wouldn't be doing this podcast if you could retire to a small island. Just saying.
Well, I had to say goodbye to all our fan.
Or we just gain a shit ton of listeners. Figure out how you did that.
Hey, it's a win-win. That's how I see it.
I'm with it.
How are you?
It's a nice so far. It's a nice sunny morning. Unlike last week. So last week was pretty dismal.
I apologize in advance. The neighborhood behind me has their contract landscape crews out for the first time today.
Oh.
So there's lots of mowing and blowing and things going on. They've got like 8 crews out there behind my house at various houses. So the dogs are, alerting and alerting and alerting.
It's fantastic.
And alerting.
They make muzzles.
I know.
People have offered me a muzzle or two for personal use. But,
blindfold would probably be better.
So, I think last week we started with my week. So let's talk about yours. What? Well, you started off. You started off the week losing some spots, which is not a good week to start off. So how did we recover?
I didn't lose spots. I lost spots.
You lost a spot, and you were going to have a conversation.
I was?
Sounds like you didn't have the conversation with your Friday location.
Oh, well, let's start with the loss of a location.
Yes, you lost a spot.
We heard rumors with our coffee truck friends, one way coffee, snacks, and treats. Damn it. It's a lot of things. Anyways, the party coffee trailer. Last Sunday they had talked to the guy at the church we were setting up at, and he led them to believe that we weren't going to be there past March.
Oh.
Based on dates that I had given him for April. Or for March, when I said, these are our March dates. So, I had sent him a message, I don't know, Monday sometime after our conversation, I think. Just saying, hey, here's our dates for April. And then I got a message back saying that they were having a meeting with the trustees to determine how they're moving forward with other uses of the parking lot.
That did not include you?
And then later that day, I got another message saying that Sundays just don't work out well for food trucks. But they had Saturdays available, and some occasional weekdays would work too. So Saturdays don't work for us at all. We went looking for a new spot and found one. Literally 2 driveways to the north. I don't know if you saw my post on.
I did.
The literal me standing in between the two. So that morning I got the 2 comments on the post and another couple of messages about where this new location was. And asking for the address. Because me saying in the post it's next door wasn't clear enough.
Yeah.
So my video may have been a little passive-aggressively sarcastic.
That's fair.
But come on, people.
Yeah, man, it's fair.
And it worked out great. I actually think we have some better visibility coming from town. Oddly enough, so we actually had a pretty decent Sunday considering spring break and all, and saw a lot of people that we hadn't seen before. So that was good.
Good.
As far as Friday location with Wiseman, and I had talked about having a conversation with them about expectations and whether or not we were going to continue doing dinners. We were there again last Friday. We cut service short because of what we were expecting to be severe storms coming through with some substantial wind. They were saying 60-mile-an-hour winds with possible straight-line winds starting at 5 o'clock, and that is not something I wanted to pull the trailer in. So we packed up at 4. It was a really, 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 really slow day. But it was rainy and dreary, and the first day of spring break. Nice sausage. A lot of people leaving town and such. So we had cooked accordingly. We had so little amount of food that I think we still almost sold out. So that's nice to know that we had planned perfectly for the day, pretty much. So as we're finishing up there, we started getting dings on our phones for notifications of events that we were co-hosts of, which included all of our dates that we had given them for the next couple months. And not only us, but pretty much food trucks there at least 3 times a week.
Oh.
So.
Okay. So whoever they supposedly hired finally decided to join the team.
Yeah, so it was either that guy finally started doing what we thought he was going to be doing, or they had complaints from the other handful of trucks that have been there occasionally that, hey, if we're going to be here, we don't need you to promote it hard, but it would be nice if people knew. The leash got a little bit longer again. Give a little bit more slack and see how this progresses. We'll see. We'll see what April looks like for them. Hopefully it's a good turnaround. Again, I don't need it to be a best day of the week. I just need it to be a good day.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, the rest of the week was okay. Nothing great. We were a little bit down from the week before. But like you said, weather has not been a friend to anybody. We had snow again on Tuesday when we opened, or Wednesday, or whatever day it was. It's been, and on days that we haven't had rain or snow, it's been cold. And I think, people will come out once or twice, and they're willing to stand in the cold once or twice over the course of a couple weeks. Yep. But when it's every frickin' time, I think you could definitely start seeing some numbers start to drop, and that's what we are seeing. So this week looks a bazillion% better. We have some scattered thunderstorms, I think, on Tuesday, Wednesday. But they're scattered. It's like 40%, 50% type of stuff. So, but warm. So we'll see. It should be. I think it'll be a better week. We have a decent lineup. We had some evenings that we're scrambling to fill this month for some reason. But yeah, it's onward and upward, and to fuller bank accounts. At least,
Ain't that
fullish. Fuller is a good word. Fuller, yeah.
Full. Yeah, full. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, nothing's full. Just yeah.
So, yeah, Ara. That's a new word. Ara. So funny story. I'm at Sam's Club last week getting supplies, and I pull in next to another truck, and I noticed something in the back of his truck, and I stand up on my truck to see what it is because it looked familiar, and it's like a portable Rectech pellet grill.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw the guy who was standing outside his truck. I said, "Oh, you take that thing with you everywhere?" He's like, "Absolutely." He's like, "I cook lunch on it." I'm like, "Well, if you ever around, I run a food truck. If you ever around that, oh, you run a food," and we start talking about food trucks. But I always look for ways to get some sort of interaction with people. Is that Taco?
I don't know.
Oh.
It's one of the assholes. Speaking of other trailers and seeing things, remind me to circle back after we get through your week.
Yeah.
I have questions about Mr. Ladato's trailer walkthrough.
Oh, I saw that video. Yeah.
Do you also see something that's weird? Did you notice?
I see something that might be missing. I don't know about weird, but missing.
Oh boy. Okay.
Well, not missing, but
trouble. Like...
no.
I didn't see
something
I used to do in that thing.
No, something that I used to do, but I bought a piece of equipment, so I don't have to do it.
Okay. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Okay, well, let's get through your week. First, I forgot one glaring omission for my week.
It's your show.
It's our show, Skippy. Our show.
This is your show. Go ahead. What's up?
We did a craft fair on Saturday in the town of Allegan.
Yeah. I saw you were going to be down there. How was Allegan?
Not great. If we hadn't done a small catering event for that day, I might have driven the truck into a tree on the way back. I think we had 13 people over the course of 6 hours.
Okay.
And
not a lot of crafts happening in Allegan?
Well, again, rain, snow, wind.
Sure.
It was an indoor craft fair, but we were, and not advertised anywhere on the street. So it's at a church. The church reader board doesn't even have that they're having a craft fair there. Yeah, go ahead.
Why did you go? That doesn't sound like a place you would go, to be honest with you.
What do you mean, a craft fair?
No, somewhere where it does not have a advertising. Like, what type of advertising they said they were going to have?
I didn't realize they weren't going to have any sort of street signs up or anything pulling people into the parking lot.
Oh.
They had a Facebook event that had
12, 13 people? 13 people said they were going?
Well, and not everybody's great at Facebook, so you kind of give them some slack. And to be honest, they were expecting only 100 people. And that was fine for me because we had another catering event. I was like, okay, even if it's half, okay, let's pull half. So they had 20 vendors. They were expecting 20 vendors and 100 guests. So I think, all right, it's not huge, but we're the only food. And, I can settle for half.
12 vendors show up out of the 20?
Yeah, I think most of them were there.
Oh, that's good.
But, I think only 5 of them ate. So, and we had somebody drive down from Grand Rapids. We had 2 people, 2 of our regulars, drive down to get food from us. So, anyways, but yeah, she had asked. I went in to use the restroom before we left, and she had asked how it went. I said, well, to be honest, pretty awful. Yeah, not a good day at all. She's like, "Oh, sorry to hear about that. The food was excellent." I said, "Okay, thanks." See ya.
So
Before I got home, we had a message from her asking her if we were available on another day.
So,
the room, lady.
Well, she liked the food, obviously,
Oh, yeah.
and didn't want to travel for it. Okay, so I'm hoping people are listening. Well, there's one. There's our number one fan right there.
Oh, is he on?
No, I can't see it. I was talking about your dog barking.
Oh, yeah.
Why wouldn't you ask for a minimum?
Oh. There's something else I was going to bring up.
All right, well, this is your show, so go ahead.
It is not.
I'm saying it facetiously.
Did you have a list of topics? You're being a little passive aggressive.
No, I'm good. I appreciate. No, I think that's a great. The minimums are a great topic because I don't know how to do them. So
there was just a whole comment string I saw in one of the groups. I think it was the food truck training one. That was about minimums. Anyways, I never asked for a minimum unless we're doing a catered event. I'm assuming all the risks for going somewhere. It's a public event. I'm assuming risk. That's the way we've always done it. Why don't you ask for minimums?
I do.
Well, you just said you didn't know how to do it.
No, I mean, I don't know if what I'm doing is right, but I do for events like a craft fair.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't know. I guess you can only go by what people tell you.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if I were to go to a craft fair, I'd probably ask for $500 as a minimum to cover my fuel and to cover meat cost.
So why don't you do that wherever you go, like a subdivision?
Because subdivisions were booked through a outside agency, so I actually have to pay to do it. No, subdivisions, no, because it's not an organized event typically. Okay. Other than the HOA
so
might send out
your odds of a successful night are better at a craft fair than they would be at a subdivision. So wouldn't you do that the opposite way?
No, if it's an event held like I did a minimum for a Christmas show last year.
Okay.
There are some subs that offer a minimum just to get you to come. There's also, but like if I go to breweries, stuff like that, I mean, I'm assuming the risk because I've been there before.
So your first time you went there, did you ask for a minimum?
No, because I was new and just was happy to get booked somewhere. We'll put up a thing. We'll put up a question and have our listeners answer it. Like, what's your minimum? Like, what do you? I'd love to hear it because if you go to I get it when you say caterings, but these little events, I guess I don't
have to take it.
Especially like, what's that?
I don't have to take it. And if I didn't have the catering on that day, I wouldn't have taken it. But I was just looking for something small to fill the half a day and to bump up the sales number. Like, I would have been okay with a $600 day, $100 an hour would have been fine.
Correct, but for you, especially with having employees, was it just you and Chris?
Yeah.
So you having employees, like your minimum would be at least to cover your help, your labor cost or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I say, I mean, that you would be the perfect candidate to actually have a minimum, not somebody like me who can run the truck by himself.
I choose not to.
Okay.
Like.
Okay. I'm just asking.
If I don't think I can make what we need to make at an event, I don't go. That's how I choose which events I go to. It may be
if you said there were
20
vendors and they were
to choose from.
You said there were 20 vendors and they were expecting 100 people.
Yeah.
You were assuming half would eat.
Yeah. So 60. So I only needed a $10 check average, so a piglet, a person, and I would have been happy.
All right. Good to know.
We did half of my goal. We did half the goal on.
My Saturday was a little better.
Huh?
My Saturday was a little better.
I mean, we did a $1,600 day still, but thanks to the catering.
Understandable. I don't do catering for like another month.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's all right. I did pick up 2 events over the last couple days. So
Well, good. Yeah, outside of people renting the whole truck for a private event, we don't do minimums. I don't charge to have the trailer on site.
okay,
For
so
even for a buffet service for a wedding, I don't charge to have the trailer on site because it's a convenience
no,
to me, not to them.
yeah, no, I understand.
There's people though that they won't pull
There's
in
people that do.
without $500 extra.
So your so if you didn't have a catering job, you wouldn't have gone to this event.
No.
But you went there thinking that you would at least make your quote unquote minimum.
Yeah.
Like what you wanted to make.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was an opportunity for us to expand a little bit.
Okay. And that's a good reason too. Not just it's a good reason too. All right.
Bubba has hopped on. He wasn't sure if he was going to make the live broadcast or not, but
Hey,
he said he
Bubba.
finds only 20% will eat at an event like that. So,
See, and honestly, that's what I was thinking. Is like I would almost not guarantee the vendors, but the vendors, because they're going to be there all day, they'll get hungry. But as far as the people, I don't know. I guess for an event like that, I would have asked, like maybe for the flyer, to see if you were actually going to be on the flyer. Hey, we have a food truck.
We were on the Facebook event.
Okay.
I looked. Really, I should have just done my own ad for the area and thrown $10 behind it and called it good. But
yeah, all right. Yeah, minimums. Maybe we should have a discussion about that someday.
Sure.
It might be back to profit margin.
No,
anyway,
it's not going to rile me up. It's
So
a
do you
public
get-
event. I am assuming all the risk, and maybe I have the benefit of being in the area that I'm at, that I can pick and choose what things I do on pretty much any given day. Like fucking April 20th, I could have booked it 1,000 times. There's people still looking, desperate for fucking food trucks over in Grand Rapids. Desperate.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked and looked and picked the one I wanted. So it was an.
As long as you're happy with it, it's all that matters.
Yeah, it wasn't.
No, as long
wasn't
as you're happy
always
with it.
me comment. I was just saying that I thought it was kind of funny that after I gave her such a poor report
I think
on
it's
my day,
hilarious.
that before I even got home 25 minutes later.
So, question. Okay, so let's assume it was the weather. Okay. Would you go back?
It depended on what else I had that day.
If you didn't have anything that
No.
day,
No.
But wouldn't this be a time to ask for a minimum?
No, because they wouldn't pay it.
How do you know?
Oh, I know. Trust me, they weren't handing money out to get people to go in there.
Well, they're only handing money if people don't get food from you. But
Yeah, exactly. They wouldn't have. There's no way. It's not an event that had money. Think about I think it was like a $40 vendor fee for the day. So even with 20 vendors there, $800. For me to give up my whole Saturday, we're talking I need a $2,000 minimum. And that's just not going to happen. There's no way.
all right, never know until you ask.
Come on. They're going to risk $1,200 of their own cash.
No, I don't think. I
at
don't
a
think for
20
them.
booth church.
No,
Very
I don't
fair.
think they will. I don't
And
know
I
if
think
I.
they were. I think they were really dependent on congregations showing up for that one. And maybe that's
Yeah.
why they didn't publicly advertise on the road or anything.
Yeah,
But
no, that makes sense.
yeah, I mean, I wasn't looking for a lot there. But Chris and I were able to get all the catering stuff around at a nice leisurely pace without being stressed out for the day, and it was fine. It was fine.
No, you're good.
It kind of was the cap on the week. that was, just rainy, dreary, lots of doing nothing. And I got to replace the handle on my trailer door for the 4th time since I've had the trailer.
Yeah, you've gone through a number of handles.
This is the last Latchet brand handle that I will buy. Because there's one part on it that breaks. It's the same part every time. It's this little tiny nub that catches the latch, and it breaks, and then all of a sudden it's just a loose freaking handle. And me and Chris are kind of looking at each other, stuck inside the trailer. All right, well, out the window we go. So, I don't know. But that's the 4th set now that I've had.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yep. And it's not like it's just a door handle. I mean, we go in and out a lot, but maybe use something besides pewter for the inside parts.
Yeah.
But anyways, your week.
Oh, we're back to my week. Thought this was your show.
Hold on just a second. Let me mute you.
I figured.
This is great audio. There you go.
Whatever.
Hey, we welcome Skippy back. Boy, I hope you didn't clog the toilet with as big as that poo was that you spewed out of your mouth.
Listen, I didn't leave. But anyway, so my week was good, except it was rainy, so we screwed the pooch at a couple spots. Our Wednesday and Thursday crowd. I sent you a picture of our Thursday. The fellas at the local infrastructure company like to park right in front of my trailer to block me from the street.
You had an issue with that last year too, didn't you? That was
Black
Friday, where you had all the police and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely like to just do that. The downside is Friday, all throughout Thursday, and then into Friday, it looked like crap. And I was supposed to travel to a brewery, and it was about an hour and 10 minutes away. I was really excited to go to, and I canceled because it said thunderstorms and wind gusts and things like that. And of course, it didn't rain, so now I feel like an ass. So I sent her an email and apologized that,
Is it the rain? So you had sent me a message, sorry, saying if you had a canopy, you wouldn't have canceled.
Absolutely.
Or an awning.
Yeah. I did. So funny as that, when I sent you that, I actually had show up in my Facebook feed our local RV dealer here. And it's like, I commented, I said, do you install awnings on enclosed trailers? Because I figure if I tell them it's an enclosed trailer, they'll know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. They're like, yeah, absolutely, bring it down. I said, well, I run a barbecue food truck. Would you consider trading food for labor? And they actually replied, and they said, well, if you're local, we'd consider you just coming down here for the day and selling food. I'm like, okay. I mean, it's a good location. It's not a busy road. I have to go buy permits, which suck, but whatever. Then we went to Battle Creek, our first time there this year. We were supposed to go to the one in Lansing, the Horrocks Market. Delta Township requires getting a permit and also being registered with the local fire marshal, even if you don't have a fire suppression system or need one or anything of that nature. You still have to go through that. I didn't have enough time. So they're opening up a new store in Battle Creek, about 40 minutes away. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll go there instead. And Tuesday it rained out. I was supposed to be there. So I said, well, let's go Saturday. The place was packed. And what I mean by packed was like, it looked like mobs were just walking in. They were running out of carts. Like there were no carts inside. People were having they had no employees to go get carts. Yeah, it was just a madhouse. It's an old J.C. Penney's that they just turned into basically a indoor farmers market kind of thing.
Horrocks is the real deal.
Yeah, it's over on the east side. We had Randazzo's, which is a fruit and vegetable market. This is just unbelievable.
Ever since they added their the taps inside, the tap and wine bars inside, so you could get a beer.
Yeah,
it really took.
So they had one here. Mm-hmm. Now I haven't been. This is the first Horrocks I've ever been to. The one in Lansing, they actually have the food trucks park outside the beer pub or the pub right there. Beer garden, sorry. This one, they had me park right up front by the front door in the fire lane. Like said, park it there. I said, okay.
Hey, if there's a fire, you're getting out of there.
Yep, I'll move. No problem. Yeah, no problem. And he's like, anyway, so a lot of foot traffic, but just like you were saying, cold, windy, rainy, snowy. Obviously the wind doesn't, the canopy doesn't help with the wind, or an awning doesn't help with the wind, but it keep people dry at least. We did okay. And then I go to start my car. I left my flashers on the whole time, and I go to start my truck and my battery's dead. Call AAA.
I thought on most new cars that even like flashers and stuff, that it would turn them off once it started to sense a low battery.
So funny story, you said that. So I get into my car or get into my truck, and I notice that on the radio it says, turn off ignition to save battery. It was telling me to do it. I'm like, well, I have a push button. So I'm like, do I push it? Do I not? Do I use my key fob? Like, what do I do? And it got to the point where I pushed a button and lights started flickering. And then I pushed the button and then nothing. But you know what? When it was dead, the flashers were still going.
What the hell?
I don't know. Anyway, luckily a neighbor of mine saw my Facebook post about being there, and they were already in the area. So luckily he came and gave me a jump. He happened to be at the store, and I was kind of just sitting there waiting for him to come out looking like a person who doesn't know how to drive a truck.
Well, luckily there wasn't a fire at that time.
Yeah, luckily there was no fire there.
The fire department will move you, that's for sure.
Yeah, somebody will move me, that's for sure. And then yesterday we set up at our Home Depot location. I got to meet the store manager for the first time. Very nice guy, talking about doing a food truck rally out there for like Memorial Day weekend of some sort, like a Saturday or Sunday or something like that. And yeah, yesterday was probably our best Sunday so far there, and just good to see people and meet. I've got regulars now that come out that it's good to see the same people over and over again. I sold 6 racks of ribs yesterday in a matter of, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours. People were just getting racks, just full racks. So, yeah. I had people ask for, can I buy it by the pound? I'm like, well, I don't really have a scale. They're like, all right, eyeball it. I'm like, all right. so I did. Well, I did that, right? I did that, and I gave it to him. And he's a guy who's come here a couple of times, and I gave it to him. I'm like, feel that? Does it feel good to you? Feel heavy enough? I said, now if you go home and weigh it and it's 0.995 and you call me and complain, don't ever come back. So I had a couple of those guys. It was good to see him. And then, people that are asking, will I be back every Sunday? And I'm like, as long as they keep letting me, I'll be here. So I see that the weather was beautiful. It was a great day, mid to high 40s, and people were enjoying themselves. So it was good. I was happy.
Yeah, it was. We had really good weather for, I don't know, probably until about 2 o'clock, and then it got cloudy and the wind started to pick up a little bit, and it felt like it got colder, even though the temperature was going up. But yeah, probably the best weather we've had.
Oh, so
for a day, and
it was so refreshing. Yeah. So refreshing to have that.
Yeah.
Like when I have a smaller enclosed space than you do, and where my cash register is right behind or right in front of the warmer. So like if I'm sitting there waiting for customers to come up, I'm getting warm. If I'm getting warm and I have to take the sweatshirt off, I'm happy. Considering I have to keep my window open most of the time. So yeah, it was definitely a good day.
Bubba said, also adding, he said he also has done a similar craft show last year and he lost his ass. So he says he doesn't do them anymore, ever.
See, I went out to a craft show just to fill a day, and I don't know, I did like $700.
Did you charge a minimum?
Nope.
Why not?
Because it was last year. I was too new. Didn't care. But here's the thing, though, is I'll go back now, and I won't charge a minimum. But if it's like a new one I guess if it's a new one that has 20 vendors, to me that's not like big enough to justify going somewhere.
And
that's something.
It was just a fill in for me, just to fill the spot, to get a little extra, to try to get a little extra.
Absolutely. I like
community
events.
I wasn't bashing craft fairs or any of that stuff.
No.
Adding to my story for the week.
Oh, and I had to get a new phone.
No.
So I got a new phone
that today, or are you using your laptop today?
Using my laptop today,
okay.
But I got the S23. I'm an Android guy. Good. As much as they tried to get me to go with an iPhone, I'm like, why? So the iPhone 15 can come out tomorrow? Yeah, no, I'm good.
We need to get you a microphone for your laptop, because apparently people are still having issues hearing you sometimes, occasionally.
What?
Nick,
can I turn?
Mr. Lodato said towards the end of last week he was having a hard time, and that we should, do tests and things so we don't have these problems.
Can I turn up my microphone?
Probably.
Oh, all right.
I hear you fine through the whole thing in my headphones, and that's the only thing I can go off of.
I will go out and purchase a microphone.
I see. You pull up, all my audio stuff, I'm getting audio from you the whole time, so I don't...
Yeah, but you got audio from me when we were using the speakerphone that one time too, so...
Yeah, I'm going to blame
I will get something. Even if it's just using a headset like you, I'll get something.
Well, I'm actually using a microphone.
What do you have on your...
for audio.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because otherwise, I get the whole reverb, your audio coming back out, and then hitting my microphone again, because I'm doing all the recording through my various screens and things. I get echo if I don't put headphones in on my side.
Oh.
On the recording.
Okay.
So yeah, you just need just a microphone. Should be able to get one for less than $50. A nice quality unit. Black. The brand Blue is good.
BLU?
BLUE, yeah.
Oh, they
have
to
look for a blue microphone in Amazon.
That's black?
It doesn't have to be black. I like the red ones. I think you should get one that's bedazzled.
Okay, absolutely. Prince?
Yeah,
Prince
mine's
microphone?
the lower end of that brand, and it does fine. There's other ones that will do better sound canceling, which I'm probably going to upgrade to for the dogs. So, but
it's okay.
Yeah, I'd be sad if not everybody could hear what I have to go through every day.
Again, it's all Josh all the time. It's your show.
It's going to be here in the next couple weeks.
So you wanted to talk about something. You had mentioned something you want to talk about.
I have lots of things.
Well, Bubba asked me yesterday if we had any cool topics today. So you better bring out the cool topic.
Well, we'll get to his comment earlier soon.
Okay. Sure.
I have noticed an uptick in trailer videos lately, which is awesome.
Oh, there we go.
It's good content.
Should I pull up that video?
I've been noticing them. Sure. Yeah. You gonna share it on your screen so we can watch at the same time?
I can't share on my screen. You won't let me.
Okay. Well, I will share then. I will find it. I've noticed that the ones I've been seeing are listeners of the podcast, and if we're pushing you guys for that content creation, awesome. Glad to hear it. If not, still awesome. Glad you guys are doing content. That's good.
Found it.
Well, you can't share it. Just a second.
You don't let me.
Well, that's why I'm pulling it up. All right, hold on.
Did you ever go to demolition derbies as a kid? Sorry, squirrel moment.
I've been to one, and oddly, the only time that I've seen the Northern Lights was the same night.
Okay.
Actually,
So my mom and dad, mom and stepdad, her second husband, got married in a demolition derby.
like while they're in the car running around hitting people.
No, so
in
they
the
actually
demolition derby. So
no, so they in front of like 7,500 people at a local
they were
speedway in
in a cage in the middle
Massachusetts.
of the arena.
No, they were married at the flag stand. Okay, so that's where the service was, and then they got down with their bridal party. So bridesmaids and groomsmen had a 8-car demolition derby. You can Google it online. It's hilarious.
I'm not sure what made you think of that, but
Because I pulled up his video, and like on the right hand side, I see like Speed Tube TV, and it made me think of a demolition derby for some reason.
all right. Skippy, you are seeing my screen now, correct?
I am, yes.
All right. So let's. My audio is all janky, so you're not going to hear it. But the outside of the trailer, very nice red. I like it. Oh, let's not forget the truck plug. Chevrolet. All right, stop. Oh, right there. We can see it right there. Oh, dang it. Oh, wrong way. Okay. Ooh, that just got a lot louder. Is that better? What the hell happened? Did audio change on your side?
I mean, you kind of a smidge.
I just got a whole lot of weird in my ear. Oh, anyways, I'm sorry, everybody. So if you're looking straight ahead, Skippy,
Yes,
you see the water heater up on the wall.
I do.
The sandwich prep table is directly below it.
Correct.
To the right are the 3 bay sinks. Okay?
Correct.
Now, I'm going to skip forward here a little bit and find the other piece that I'm looking for. Let's start there. I think we're going to... going around. Oh, looks like he has a customer. And storage. Nice storage. Yep.
Good storage.
No word. I missed it. Oh, okay. So sandwich prep table, water heater, fire suppression. Right here is my concern. So
Okay.
this is
That's
the
concern.
wash sink right here.
Yeah, looks like it. Sure.
How the hell do you get there without reaching over your sandwich prep table? Just a question for you, Nick. I'm just curious how you do dishes. Is your sandwich prep table loose? Can you wheel that out to do dishes?
Oof.
Or do you just wait? I mean, maybe he's got chocks on it so it doesn't roll while it's in transit, or he bungees it or whatever. If you got a long enough cord on it to be able to roll it out for a little bit. Just curious how you're doing dishes, because to me that would drive me absolutely bonkers.
Yeah. So on mine, on mine, on that side there is my hand wash sink. I mean, there looks to be a smidge amount of room.
No, because the divider looks like it's right at the edge of the sandwich prep table.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Bubba says he has a commissary, so that's where he's doing his dishes.
Yes, he actually does. Yeah, that's right. He does have a shop.
Okay, well, that makes sense. I wasn't saying he wasn't doing dishes properly. I was just, for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to fit my fat ass between there. That's for sure.
And Nick, whenever you do listen to this, if you could tell us the size of your trailer, that'd be great. I'm curious how long.
I think his is a 20-foot.
Gosh, it seems so much short. It just seems smaller, so much smaller than mine. You know,
Mine's a 20-foot. Mine's a 20-foot.
With the porch.
No, yeah, with the porch.
Okay, so what's your inside?
10 and 8.
So you have a 10
I'm a
foot
10-foot
porch?
box. 10-foot box, 8-foot porch.
So
2-foot
18
Vinos.
foot, not 20 feet.
No, 2-foot Vinos.
Okay, so you're including the V. Okay. So I'm 16 feet inside my box.
Yes, you.
So yeah,
yes.
you have significantly more.
Yes, you do.
Than you do.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like in yours, there's a shit ton of excuse my language, a crap ton of room inside your trailer that I wish I had.
Yeah.
Next trailer also won't have a V nose because I can't stand the V nose.
and which makes me so happy that I just had my trailer built instead of trying to do it myself, because I know for sure I'd end up in 4 of those different situations where I can't. I get everything in there, and all of a sudden I can't open a refrigerator without crawling over something else to get. Like, it was nice just to be able to say, here's the equipment that I need, make it all fit, and make it properly balanced. And then 6 months later, after I get it, I will go ahead and move all the equipment around so it's not balanced anymore. But
yeah, and everything will get screwed up anyway, so it just matters.
But yeah, that was the only thing that popped up on mine. Bubba says he'll trade me for a 26-footer.
Bubba wants to go smaller, I think.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about his trailer, or did we show his trailer review? Or not trailer review,
I
but
don't think
his
we talked about it, that he had one up.
Yeah.
But
he
yeah,
did a good one today.
He had a good one. Speaking of that, I did notice something on his too. Flip your styrofoam containers over, bud. So they're face down.
Oh, yes. Yes, you want to do that.
Yeah, you don't want the insides facing up collecting whatever's in the air.
Whatever it is, yeah.
Yep. Tip. Flip those over.
I have been to his restaurant and / food truck. He does make a damn good brisket.
I mean, it's probably no Franklin's, but... Just kidding, Bubba. I love you.
I wasn't talking about Bubba.
Oh, Nick?
I was talking about Nick, yeah.
Wow.
I haven't had Bubba's
brisket
in a long
burned twice
time.
in like 3 seconds.
So... Damn, dog. So... we talked about that. What else is on the list? April's here.
You want to pull up Bubba's comment or message that he sent us?
Sure. Was it a message?
I thought so.
Please hold.
I thought you were going to be able to get to it faster than I could.
No, I'm in here, but I don't.
He sent it to me personally. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Jeez.
Jeez.
I'm not sure if I'll be live with you today, but are either of you offering Easter meals this year? He said, I believe Lent hurts my business, so as I am selling less barbecue on Fridays, I make for it up on Easter meals and bulk meats.
Hold on a second.
# top fan.
I think we started that. All right, so hold on a second.
Oh,
we had a thing. We had a conversation a couple weeks ago, I believe, about whether we should do Lenten specials or not. And
I don't remember that conversation at all.
Oh yeah, you do. I believe he made a comment. Our # top fan made a comment about run what brought or what got you here or something like that. Run what you brung kind of thing. Don't do anything. Type of stay in your lane. Is that what it was?
It wasn't stay in your lane, but that's the gist. Yeah,
that was the gist of it, right?
Yeah.
The answer to that is no. I'm not doing Easter specials.
Are you open on Easter?
No, I'm not.
Either are we. We closed last year for Easter. We'll be closed again this year for Easter.
I don't do. If I do specials, I do them for the week now. I don't do them per day, which I want to get into that. And since we did this past week was your first time doing that.
Yeah. I get the whole like a boxed, not a boxed dinner, but like a large scale family dinner, like a ham and a pan of potatoes and a pan of mac and a pan of rolls type of thing. If we've kicked it around, I think we might have tried something like it before. I mean, it's no different than what you did for the Super Bowl.
Well, do you do actually, I know you don't because I haven't seen it, but holiday meals like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, stuff like that?
We did. We offered turkeys one year. That was in 21, I think. And I think we sold 2. I mean, so much of the stuff we tried was so much in the middle of pandemic that it's really none of it went great. So Is it because it was pandemic and no one was getting that kind of stuff, or so? Whether we'll try it again, I have no idea. Definitely not for Christmas. Um, Here's my problem, and this is a personal thing, and the way we are choosing to run our business. I'm a big holiday person. It's holidays have always been a big deal in my family. So as much as we can, and when it is appropriate, we will be not open on holidays. So, and I choose not to work Thanksgiving. I choose not to work on Christmas Eve and doing those meals and stuff like that. Those are family days and my days, and fucking Christmas Eve's my birthday. So, and it's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass to cook for a day. You know, it seems like it's twice as much work to cook for one day. So yeah, we won't be open for Easter. Last year, for the first time, we were open on Mother's Day and Father's Day. We had a really, really, really good Mother's Day, and Father's Day was dead, which is, I thought, weird. I thought it would be the opposite.
I had the opposite.
Oh,
I had the opposite. Yeah, I had a slow Mother's Day, but a very, very packed Father's Day weekend. I was at a local brewery, but it was still packed. I think
so. Yeah, this year we'll do Mother's Day again, and we only did, I think, 3 hours. I think we were open 11 to 2. Is all we did. That way we could still spend time with the mothers and our families. And then we'll be closed, I think, this year for Father's Day, just to give our Chris and I the day that we deserve. Damn it.
I heard voices.
Yeah. Spring break. Kids are home. Littles are home.
Damn kids.
So yeah, we did Easter special. We did an Easter special last year. We did ham. We might have even been open on Easter last year. I'm not positive. Like, we might have tried it and did like a ham and mashed potatoes for specials.
Yeah.
And then did like a short day again, like an 11 to 2 or something like that. And it wasn't worth it for us. So, Bubba shot us a live comment. If you guys aren't listening live, I'm sorry, but you should. So you can have these interactions with us. He said he's also never seen holiday meals since about 2010. So he has quite a following for that type of thing, which is awesome. If you have a niche for it and you have a following for it, do it. I think that's true with anything. Like, if you are the only person that serves cow tongue, just because no one else is doing it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it.
I heard it's delicate.
Sometimes it's your best asset, is to have something that no one else does. So, conversely, I see that over here, at least to an extent. I mean, nothing as good as what, you probably are putting out, Bubba, but, yeah, like, you'll see the prepackaged pick up your meal for 10 or whatever at wherever, at a couple places over in this side of the state. But yeah, I don't know.
I've done, the first year I was open, I did turkeys. I did turkey. I had, like, 3 days before Thanksgiving, I had somebody call me and say, hey, are you still doing anything? And I ended up doing a turkey dinner with mashed and green beans and corn and stuffing, and and they were happier than a pig and chip, but it was a lot of work.
Yeah.
So I don't mind doing it. Thanksgiving, it's fine with me. I'll do it on Thanksgiving because I'll have them pick it up well before, because I'm already cooking mine. So it's like, that part I don't really mind. It's, for me right now, it's the picking up part of things. Like, if I don't need 30 people pulling up in front of my house picking up food. So it's more of, I'll normally put in a couple Cambros and
you're held hostage waiting for people. Like, you give them a window and it's like, you have everybody except for 2 people show up at the very front of the window.
I was very fortunate when I did the Super Bowl special that everybody showed up on time. Everybody was actually early, and I was able to get out of there pretty quick. So I appreciate what Bubba does because he does it every holiday, and his menus are awesome. So, and I know people pick it up at his trailer, which is definitely a good convenience for them. So, and convenient for him because he doesn't really have to go anywhere. But yeah, I'll do it if the I kind of people ask, I'll do it. Would you do a turkey for me? And yeah, or something like that. But
Yeah.
just depends on really what family stuff I have going on that day before I'll think about doing a large bulk order of stuff.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Yeah, and for the other part, yeah, Fridays particularly, Bubba, have been slower for us, and we found that last year too. And the only thing we can figure is that it's a Lent thing. So, which is, it still baffles me because that would suggest a large portion of our customers are actively observing Lent and not eating meat on Fridays, which I don't see that being that high of a percentage. So, it's a little bit strange, and it's just one of those things. We'll see if that holds true and we pick up back on Fridays on next week. But yeah, that's why we try to offer, or we were trying to offer, a non-meat something or other, just to see if we could pull in some people. Who knows? Who knows? We did not do that this week, so we had no Lent special this Friday or last Friday.
Aw, Krabby mac and cheese,
which is good, and everybody that ordered it said it was great, but it was definitely not a money maker because you keep thinking it's gonna one of these weeks it's gonna be big, and you sell 3 a week, and me not adjusting, keep thinking it's gonna be the biggest seller one week, and
right?
It just never happens. So, but yeah, you wanted to talk about specials.
Yeah, so this was you had asked how my special was going, but I've kind of we talked last week that we were going to do a special and do it for the entire week instead of changing it up every day, or every other day or whatever it is. So you did your little cluckers. Mm-hmm. I did a version of the little cluckers. Mine were a little bit more creative. I let the eye rolling ensue. So how
who would have thought to put coleslaw on a sandwich?
I was a Nashville hot, so it was Nashville dipped. It was a thigh dipped in Nashville hot sauce with coleslaw and pickle on top, and it was very good. Anyway, and
I did a Michigan sweet chicken.
You did a boring chicken. You did a boring chicken. Anyway, so I labeled mine sweet chicks and hot chicks. Okay. Now I'm thinking I have another food truck idea called the Chicks Truck. We could put sweet chicks, hot chicks, angry chicks, mad chicks, ugly chicks. Anyway,
hashtag me too. Hashtag cancel. Hashtag.
I asked, hey, before I labeled them hot chicks and sweet chicks, I actually asked a couple gals on whether they thought that was offensive or not.
Were these people you knew?
Yes.
No, well, that doesn't count.
But people that I don't frequent with every day. Okay. People they're still food truck people, or customers, I should say.
I mean, anyway, it can't be any more offensive than my name. So,
little cluckers.
No, sweet racks and smoking butts.
Oh, yeah. Still should have went with enhanced.
That's a sausage special.
Oh, yes. So how did running Little Cluckers all week feel? Do you believe it was worth it? Were your customers missing maybe other specials that they would have had on a different day? Did you still sell kind of what you thought you were going to?
Yes and no to all of those answers or questions.
Oh.
Yeah, it went fine. It was easier for us because we could do all the shopping for the specials. Because normally we're not planning them out. It's whatever we can in our normal special rotation, whatever we can find at the store the day before is kind of what we'll go with for the next day. So yeah, I mean, buying chicken thighs for the whole week was easy, and then we didn't have to worry about it the rest of the week. And we don't run the same specials at the same locations every week when we were doing them daily. So, I mean, no one was missing anything more than anything else. They sold fine all week. Some days they sold really, really quick. I think one day we were out, they were gone in an hour and a half, which was nuts. They've never sold like that before. And it's a location that we've had them before, so it was weird.
Good.
Where we might run into a problem is people that only come to us for certain specials. Like, we have people that come to us because of mashed potatoes. That's what they get. Loaded mashed potatoes. So we had somebody ask us if we were going to have mashed potatoes again this week on Sunday, and I said nope. And they said, how about next week? And I said nope. And I don't expect to see them. Because now that we're going to go through a longer period, the rotation's going to get longer before we get back to them. So maybe it's an instance where on certain locations or certain days that we know that we still run mashed potatoes, like we do a double special type of thing. Because really the mashed potatoes are helpful for us on busy days because of the mac and cheese issue that we have on super busy days. So, it'll be one of those things that we kind of refine as we go. And as we roll out some new items for specials, that'll be the harder one to stick with.
Yeah. No, I understand.
You have to kind of let it catch a little bit, and not all specials do great at all locations, so we'll see. We're going to try ABTs this week, I think.
Really?
Yes. And it's always been a concern for holding for me. But I think it's something that we can make up largely in advance and keep in the fridge until they're ready to go on. And then we can do 2 separate batches. So we can do a lunch batch and do a dinner batch. Like, there's enough time to cook them.
Oh, in between.
Okay. So that way we're not holding them for 6 hours. We're only going to hold them for a couple at the most. So I think we're going to try that and see how it goes. But yeah, I think that's something we can do a couple days prep at a time, and they'll be fine in the fridge. In theory, right?
Yeah, should be.
Right.
Should be. I mean, that's should be.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we're going to try those this week. We've never done anything like that on the truck before, so it'll be interesting. I'm really curious to see what our weeks are that we do burn ends. So, because usually we only do those a couple times a year, maybe 5.
I was thinking about doing them once a month.
Yeah. And those are ones that they're gone usually before we open.
Yeah,
So we'll have a line a half an hour before we open, and it'll be 10 people, and it'll be 20 orders of burn ends, and then they're gone for the day.
Did you? Are you still doing text to order?
No, God no.
I'm just wondering.
I don't have any way to store food.
No, I know. I get it. I was just wondering.
Yeah, and the stuff I can't. I mean, even Dorachos. I mean, everything would be soggy.
Yeah,
it's just not. It's not a product that I want to give out.
I understand.
The only thing I would probably consider doing ahead ordering on would be meat by the pound. Here I can put that. I can put that in the warmer.
That's not gonna. Yeah,
but then it's another issue of space and having space to hold styrofoam containers or whatever.
Yeah,
along with all their other stuff, because our cabinet's usually fairly full. So.
Yeah. No, that's true.
What are you doing for a special this week?
I'm not having a special this week. Fortunately we're doing unfortunately we're doing a light week. We were told by a lot of our regular customers that the places that we set up are heavy, like people just leave for spring break.
Are you talking subdivisions or businesses?
No, actually we're no subs. We're setting up at our normal Wednesday location at the Farm and Home Store. I have my second health inspection on Friday.
I should probably schedule that.
Yeah, I probably should get that done.
I got 27 days.
Yeah, me too. So we're gonna do that Friday. So I took Thursday off to make sure everything was tip top shape. And we'll be out Saturday, back at our normal Wednesday location because they're having a community Easter egg hunt. And they came out, actually walked out of the store, walked all the way down to where we were, and asked if we would come out there and serve. And I'm like, well, how long do I get to stay? They're like, well, you can stay as long as you want. You can do whatever you want. I'm like, okay. So we'll pack, I'm not going to say we'll pack light, but we'll pack probably medium.
Yeah.
Which actually brings me to something else. So across the street from me, from that location, is a Big Boy restaurant that is packed, like full of old people.
Old people.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it is.
People that go to Big Boy. Okay.
I literally see people walk out with walkers all the time. Okay, so I see that. However, starting late May, early June, throughout the summer, they have weekly car shows that draw 30 to 50 cars right across the street from where I set up. So my thought, and they normally go later in the evening, like basically until dark. I normally leave there at 6. My guess is I'm probably going to stay there until like 8 on Wednesdays, just to see if I can capture that crowd.
How easy is it to get across the road?
It's a 4-lane road.
Stoplight?
Plus the turning lane. So like right in front of me is a stop. Like I'm right at a stoplight.
So yeah, it's an easy across. You just have to wait for the light, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, there's crosswalks and stuff. But is it worth me going across there to enter Big Boy parking lot to give people my menu and to say, hey, I'm across the street if you don't want to go in there?
I would. Here's what I would do. I would try to find the organizer of the car show, the weekly car show, whoever runs it. There's got to be somebody in charge.
I would assume so.
And I would assume that they have a private Facebook group.
It's possible.
That is the person I would try to find and give a menu to.
Well, if they have a deal with Big Boy, do I run the risk of them telling Big Boy my plans?
No, it's fine. You're not setting up in Big Boy's parking lot.
Yeah, true.
It's not like you're putting flyers on everybody's windshield in their parking lot. You're seeking out a business opportunity with one person. You're having a conversation.
Yeah.
All you're doing is saying, "Hey, just so you know, we're gonna set up across the street. If anybody wants, not Big Boy,
yeah, come on over."
Okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah, I can't wait for those. I mean, I love looking at cars anyway, but I've been asked numerous times to set up there for at least there or set up outside the car shows.
Yeah, we've done one car show and that was in 2020, and it was awful.
Well, our downtown DDA has, or our downtown development authority, our DDA, has car shows once a month on a Friday. We did 2 of them. They were later in the year. The first one was okay. It was like 30 something sales. Last one was like 10 because it was cold and overcast. Nobody wants to bring the car out when it's overcast. So, but yeah, the fact that they do them like every Wednesday, I think is pretty cool. So hopefully we get more. That's the plan come late March, early June.
Yeah. The one we did was, it was a well run and there was tons of people, just no one was eating, which was a bummer. But anyways, once again from our hashtag top fan, Bubba, he said second inspection for Skippy and then question mark. So yes, we have to have 2 paid inspections per year to be able to renew our STFU licenses.
By April 30th.
Yes, by April 30th.
We have to renew them by April 30th.
Yeah, so yeah. Which I think is a
we're cutting
calendar year. It's we're cutting the most inconvenient calendar cycling.
So I actually got something from the county that I'm licensed in. So my renewal, I was planning $250 to renew. My renewal is like $155. Is that
I don't know
do you know
what
what yours is?
No, because they've waived the fee for the last 3 years.
Oh, so you're just hoping they do it again?
Well, I haven't filled out the application yet. But it wasn't that much. I think it was like $100.
I got the application sent to me already filled out. Just I need to send them a check.
They usually do that for me too, but I have not gotten one, which has me a little worried that maybe they still have one of my address wrong in one spot. But I got my last year I got my sticker in the mail, and it came here. So yeah, but I have not. Yeah, I usually get one of those two from the health department. That's pretty.
So yes, Bubba, I'm technically late. I guess late getting my second inspection, but it just
okay. So in all fairness,
you don't have to. You can go from April 3rd or March 1st or May 1st to April 29th. And you need two health inspections by any county, or one has to be the county you're licensed in. The other one can be any county-ish.
Preferable that is within the county. I've had years where both of mine have been outside the county.
And realistically, they come in, they ask you a couple questions, they look at your SOPs, and they temp your meat or temp your stuff. Obviously if you're running, and that's it. Yeah. And they walk out. That's my experience. My STFU.
We have to be running.
So they told us they will come before we're even open.
Oh, but they'll still temp your stuff though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you have to be operational in order.
Yes, but I don't have to have stuff. I don't have to have stuff on my steam table yet.
Right, but they'll temp it out of the cabinet or cameras or whatever we're using.
I would rather them do that.
So my sanitarian told me that ideally you want them equally spaced, so about 6 months apart. So if you do the math on 6 months, October would be your next one, and then you're back to April. So that's just kind of where I'm at, and I'm doing them about every 6 months. And we have a good enough relationship with our normal sanitarian that if he sees us out and about, he'll stop by and ask us how we're doing, and we'll invite him in every time. And he will purposely wait for 3 minutes or so before he enters the trailer after he lets us know where he's there, just in case we got, open drinks sitting somewhere they're not supposed to be or something like that, just so we can tidy things up a little bit, because not everything is 100% perfect all the time. Things get set down when you're in a hurry, and so yeah, he's really cool and pretty laid back. So, but yeah, we haven't had to pay for either of our paid inspections for the last 3 years or a renewal, because Kent County got this massive COVID relief, whatever for the health department.
Were saying that.
It's. I would imagine that at some point in time we're gonna have to start paying for them again, but. As of right now, I'm happily riding that train. So,
yeah, no, you're right. So that's my plan. Because it was spring break, we're gonna do a light week just to make sure everything is tip top, and then once I get that done, and then obviously do the next or send in my registration form for the next year. Make sure I'm all legal, everything legal beagle.
Yeah, every year we try to get a little bit more legitimate. Yeah. We try to cut one less corner per year type of thing. Try to be on time with more things, especially our notice of intent to operates, which is which is the biggest pain in the ass thing ever.
So funny story about that. So I was originally going to get my second inspection in February when I was going to that Nordic festival that unfortunately I missed because of the power outage.
Did you realize that you were selling nothing that was on your SOPs?
No, I put everything I could possibly sell on my SOPs. Anything I could possibly sell. That's why there's no specials this week. Anyway, so I called and I said, I want to make sure I set up for an inspection. They're like, okay, no problem. We'll be out there. Like, that was it. That was the conversation, like, done. So then I get a call like 2 days later. Oh yeah, this is Nick. health inspector, what time do you want me to be out there? I said, well, service starts at like 10. So 9:30? He's like, yeah, absolutely. Fine. They'll call you in a day or two for you can pay it via phone, or you can have a check ready for you when I get there. So, okay. So that was the easiness of that. No intent to serve. I didn't have to put it on that form, nothing like that. So I wasn't able to go, cancel the inspection, set it up again for the next time I'm going to be out in that county. And they're like, oh yeah, you just have to fill out those intent to serve form and indicate you want a paid inspection. I'm like, oh, that's different than what I just did last time. And they're like, it was? I'm like, nope, it wasn't. We're good. We're good. Yeah, everything's fine.
Exactly what I did.
Yeah, exactly. My wife did it last time. I don't know.
Yeah. I sent the email. That's usually my line.
Figured it out.
You didn't get it?
No, so that was that's well, there's dogs.
They need to figure out health departments how to do this as an online form or something like that is easily.
Shut up.
It's funny watching you walk away and come back because you disappear into your background of your logo.
Oh, that's
I have you for a second, and you're like walking, and you just disappear, and then you come back. Yep.
So the way I'm gonna die is I'm gonna disappear into my logo. That's exactly what it's gonna be.
Yeah, it would be great if they could figure out a way to do that online, where you could just enter in all of your stuff. At least per county. Like, here's everywhere I'm going to be for the year for this county.
Yeah. I think that'd be good.
Because I mean,
or at least monthly.
Yeah, because otherwise, I mean, it's like 600 forms.
So
if I'm doing 400-ish, and I know that you can do multiple dates on one. So if I know I'm going to be in one location every Tuesday, like for the dates, I can write that every Tuesday from 11 to 2 between April and November.
Yeah.
Which makes it a little bit easier, but yeah. Yeah.
So the township, the village of Brooklyn that I set up in, I didn't realize it. So when I was told, or the least I read, that the permit was $110 a month for me to set up, and I know, follow me on. Well, $110 a month to set up and sell anywhere in the village. So I didn't renew it, and I still set up in the village because I was being bad. And the township guy came by and said, "Hey, your permit expired. We need you to re-up it." I said, "Okay, no problem. I'll get to it as soon as possible." Not shut down. They're not mean about it, which is good. So I call, and they either changed it or didn't tell me about like the beforehand or what it was actually about. It's $110 for 30 days, not per month, for 30 days.
That is
so they're asking. I'm telling them, like, I don't know how to tell you like what days I'm going to be here to pay for 30 days.
Right.
Like, I mean, you could have a calendar, and I could, phone call you and let you know what I'm going to set up each week, but my schedule can change. And she's like, I know. She's like, all right, well, I'll talk to him and we'll talk about your permit. Like the next day, I still haven't heard from anybody. And she came down with her husband and got food. Like, just so you know, we're still waiting on your permit. I'm like, okay.
All right.
So that's the type of village this is. I mean, they're really cool about that. But dealing with permits, I wish we could have somebody on, a guest, to talk about permits and talk about like what people go through, how they can find out. We could probably just do that ourselves and kind of talk about ordinances and permits and stuff like that, but that's no fun to talk about. But it's becoming, to me, it seems like it's becoming more relevant that local municipalities are hitting permits pretty hard, or that sort of stuff. Fire marshals. There's places on the east side that people won't set up because of permits and fire inspections and things like that. And it's like, because some are just really, really ridiculous. So if you want to hear us talk about that, Drop us a line on Facebook.
I don't want to talk about it.
How many different permits are you hitting every year, other than just your standard ones that you have to get? Your inspections.
Let's see. In Brooks Township in Newaygo, I can do up to, I think, 8 dates per permit listed. So over the course of 33 weeks, that's 4 for them.
What's the cost?
It's not much. I think it's $20 a person or $20 a day or something like that.
Okay.
So there, and then all of the townships or cities in Grand Rapids, pretty much. So there's a peddler's permit that's $50 for Caledonia. For the city of Wyoming, I have to have a business license inside the city as well as a food truck license. Yep, I have to be a registered business inside of Wyoming and have a food truck license.
But you don't have to have a brick and mortar in
Nope.
Wyoming. Just more of
Nope.
some sort of license that you need to carry that says I'm going to operate here somewhere.
Yeah.
So how much a year? Because it sounds like you have a lot. How much a year do you spend in permits? Give or take.
I would say probably around $3,000.
It's like
I guess just yeah.
No, yeah, but
I mean some of the like we skirt as much as we are comfortable skirting, and we will ask for forgiveness at least once.
Yeah, sometimes.
So the city of Granville, they do have a food truck license that you need, but if you're doing a chamber event or something sponsored by the city, like a festival or something, you don't need it for that. So for the most part, that's all we do inside the city of Granville.
Yeah.
Outside of our Spectrum/Corwell Health building and a couple subdivisions.
That you park in the back that nobody can see you up the road.
It's like, what are the odds? Like,
well,
we're gonna roll the dice here, and that's another thing. It's it's like, okay, we'll do it, and if someone comes say something, we'll like, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, we'll get it in, and then we'll get it for the next time, because then you're on a list somewhere. You're like,
yeah,
if they see you around, they're gonna make sure.
Yeah,
that
and that's. So we've gotten. I've talked about the Blackman Township permit. It's $250 a year, and you can't operate within 1,000 feet of a restaurant or a coffee shop or something like that. But that includes catering too. So if I cater across the street from a restaurant, I even though I have the permit, I run the risk of being fined and jailed because that's how far they go.
Which is just absurd for catering. Like
absolutely
there should be no rule against them bringing. So that's saying they couldn't bring in food from a neighboring town, from a restaurant in a neighboring town.
Yeah.
To have that catered.
So I'm starting to really see, permits and inspections and things like that. It's taken me a year to really understand them and get to who I need to talk to about them. Like my local city has street parking, but they don't like food trucks parking downtown.
Right.
Because of restaurants, because they don't want to take away downtown restaurant business. And I'm like, we could talk about all this for, eons, but
yeah,
I've really gotten to not knowing that Delta Township in Lansing has this permit, and for the venue not to tell me about it.
Yeah,
like, okay,
get it. We all know, and it's on us. And really, once you book something, especially somewhere you've never been before, you got to call, and it's unfortunate that you have to call every little township, city, municipality, and figure out.
Yeah. Luckily, I had somebody. Luckily, I actually had somebody text me and say, "Hey, did you get the permit for this? Who lives up there?" Yeah. And I'm like, "Nope, didn't." And I asked another food truck who's been there. He's like, "Yep, you got to get it." I'm like, "Son of a bitch."
Yeah. So the city of Holland is getting better, but they still don't want any trucks on the street. They want them all on private property, which wasn't even allowed 2 years ago. So it's getting better.
It shows growth. It shows growth that
the city of Grand Rapids is doing a great job. They are getting better every year.
Do you think it's the Food Truck Association that's helping that?
Probably.
Okay.
It is probably a push from them a lot. And I think
Recent wheels.
that the longer food trucks are there, the more the realization is that having food trucks in the area brings people to the area, and it doesn't hurt the local businesses as much as everybody thought it was going to.
Do
So
you
if that
think
keeps happening, then they'll allow more growth for that.
Do you think that if more of our customers knew what it costs to set up in their town, that they would petition said municipality to lighten these loads? And like I said, some places are expensive, some places are cheap.
No.
The local city of Manchester, which is a farm town out in BFE, they have a really good brewery, which is what I go to. But it's $110 for the year, and then $25 every time you set up in the town. I knew about the $110. I didn't know about the 25. And it's like,
I think for there to be a public outcry, it would have to be a spot that our city that had zero food truck regulations, and you kind of just did whatever you wanted to do, and then all of a sudden they locked it down hard, and now there was no food trucks.
Yeah,
for there to be really a public reaction to it.
True.
That's my opinion. But yeah, City of Grand Rapids Charter Township, which are two different things, not in the same boundary. There is zero food truck at all, even on private property, which food truckers are ignoring that said ordinance currently, us included. Because one of our best Spectrum office is inside the Charter Township of Grand Rapids, and I know a pretty well-known food truck, Patty Matters, has been called out by them, and they're like, "Fuck it, we're gonna keep going." Oh, sorry, and then they'll go back the next time they go back and deal with it then. It's what do you do?
It's crap.
Yeah,
I mean it's crap. But those are the things that we have to deal with, and it's like.
I would much rather deal with those things than skyrocketing COVID prices and lockdowns and regulations on that. So.
Oh, well, yeah, for sure.
And I got $2.98 prime brisket at Costco last week. So.
Our Sam's had, it was $3.48 a pound, non-case price, and then $5 off per package. So it was like a 13. They had small ones. They were Excel brand, so they were small, like 13 pounds for like $40.
Is that bad?
Not bad at all. I bought 5 of them.
Much better. Things are getting better. I'm looking forward to this year.
And last but not least, because we're hitting our time frame.
Yeah.
You probably know I'm a huge wrestling fan. I've always been a huge wrestling fan. Supposedly, the WWE is being bought by the parent company of the UFC, which is Endeavor.
Okay.
For almost $10 billion.
Okay.
It's a lot of freaking money.
Okay.
For a scripted entertainment company.
Oh, I was waiting for a tie-in.
No. I was just it was basically it's going to combine to create a $21.4 billion entertainment company. Like it's just crazy. It's just the amount of
Disney bought Star Wars for $4 billion.
And
at the time, it was 3 really good movies and 3 shitty movies.
Which were the shitty movies?
Oh God, really?
The
Episodes
prequels?
1, 2, and 3.
Episode 3 was not a shitty movie.
Okay, you're right. That was better. Episode 1 was awful.
Episode 1 was horrible. You're probably a closet Jar Jar Binks fan.
I am not, and I still can't believe that Spanglish speaking caricature was allowed.
Conspiracy theory is he was a Sith Lord.
Maybe. Who knows? But
I don't know.
Yeah, borderline racist. It's like the whitest guy trying to do an impression of a Mexican guy.
Are you?
Am I
I don't
wrong
know.
in the way he was
Yes,
talking?
because I don't know how you're getting that. Jar
Listen
Jar
to the
Binks
way
was
he
more of
speaks.
he was more mentally challenged than anything. I wouldn't
Misa
call him a
gonna
racist.
run over there, oh.
It's like,
Here, we'll speak Spanish just by adding an O to everything.
oh my goodness, that's great.
Well,
Thank you
good.
for
I'm
that.
glad to know that the UFC will have better script writers. Hopefully, it'll lead to less broken legs and arms.
So, one of our, well, I don't know if he listens. Sorry, one of our friends, Mark. I was texting him last night because last night was the end of WrestleMania weekend, and one of their guys came back just to do a spot, and he did a leapfrog over another guy and came down and like tore his knee right in the middle of the ring, just tore his knee straight out. And then Snoop Dogg came in and did the people's elbow.
Well, the dude was laying there with a broken knee. That's
Like he couldn't. He tried to get up and just fell straight down like a sack of potatoes. I hate to laugh at him, but it's like you came back, you got gassed coming down the 100-foot ramp, got on the mic. So would I, but anyway, jumped over a guy and just landed wrong and tore your knee. Like I hope workers' comp is going to get you for that. I mean, your dad owns the company or owned the company, but we'll see.
All right.
Anyway,
everyone.
there's your entertainment talk for the day.
Yeah, Masters week. So go watch the Masters this weekend.
Oh boy, is Tiger in it?
Yeah. We should do a Masters special this week. Pimento sandwiches or something.
Pimento cheese brisket sandwich.
Oh, hey, just for pricing consideration, have you ever seen the Masters menus? For
I have not. I can pull it up.
Guess how much an egg salad sandwich is?
$17 probably.
$1.50. All of their food is near original pricing. Yeah, a can of pop costs more than all of their sandwiches. Yep, it's been that way for a long time. Yeah.
2023 Master Concession. Okay.
Guess who's not making any money on those?
So they have a sandwich called barbecue.
So it's Georgia, so you know it's pork.
Yeah. $3.
Yeah, that's the most expensive one.
No, the grilled chicken wrap $3 and classic chicken sandwich $3.
Yeah. Not bad.
They do not have anything on their breakfast menu other than like sausage biscuits, chicken biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee's $1.50. Oh, domestic beer $4.
Yeah.
Damn. Import or American craft beer $5.
Well, they got to make up the money from the $1.50 egg salad sandwiches.
Well, I just want to know how much beer you're getting for $4, whether it's a can, bottle, or they're pouring it for you.
I'm going to guess it is a can. I don't think they would do bottles there. Or it's a similar size pour.
I think it's a 12-ounce cup.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the other one. Egg salad, you said $1.50. Pimento cheese, $1.50. Wow. $1.50 for a bag of chips.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a good thing I'm not down there. People look at my prices and they're like, ugh.
And that's just a Masters tradition thing. That's all.
Well, good for them.
Yeah. All right. I bet you they could make way more money if they up the prices. All right, everybody. Have a great day.
They're all about value. Have a great day, guys.
Check us out. All the places, all the things. We'll see you next week. Same food truck channel, same food truck time. Goodbye. Woo.